and welcome to GBC Sunrise 106.7, 102.1 FM. And as I said, Nicholas Napam for say, Omo Ache Kakra, say, Yene NPP, National Chairman, Ura Freddy Blay, entry and Komo Kakra, and Honorable Yaw Osafo-Maafo, and so Ehan Mubia. And anyway, Yaniomo Ebechin Komo Beshain, and Tina, Elbe here said, Yanimo Chinkomo Kakra, and GBC Sunrise 106.7, 102.1, and Mtifache, as a into me anxious sports and I see, and Tem Ripum, if you come to Shena, yet the sport, Jumedian, so Ebebro, and Penny 4, Emma Crabba, and by GBC Sunrise 106.7 and 102.1 FM. So, that was it. That was it. Alright. Yantia as and now we do P Mantem, a Hanum. Na Ubeka say, and if ya P Mantem day, a Hadia bro, Monamquas.
Oh, yeah, so Yan Biara, American Bad, maybe Budura. Of course, Yaw Osafo-Maafo, and Kromira. That's when you are not the French to suffer regional executives or the constituency executives. The wish I have a friend, our Makade, working visit. The Muya in the Yapa, the best uncle for her, a Shawan, besides some of the sea, Salayati, Muya de I have a cadet at the tree or the enemy answer, the baby share executive, a parliamentary candidate, and peace. Babla, paying for why age mama, your party in the past, as is when you may be on my party now. Campaign and almost was from the from under one bra, PCC. And executive 214. So that this election here, about for Fred do and die. And look at it do and die. On Chile, you are a pinty as a biala. On Chile, we are. Payata, no, we are Papa. Because I this for anyone, I shed anyone property. I want to through. Of course, there are other parties also involved. I want to now, somebody are in government, and I want to hear prayer. There are best sending a change. They are by a demon, but they are a crowd. The boy on the Shawn Crab, the Society. Maybe our coach you are a down, a more ye. It's a penny on G2, when you pay far to the chairman of Sokao. It was for once will be safe sense, or two national food, or two regional food. And somehow, or a quarter or a particular in our different this region in our song. Therefore, Margaret had to be more there, young guy. What's in your bay? But very well. But Honorable, we can say about Pimantem Ehanwa. As far as I can remember, since the beginning of the Second Republic, elections are now as a MPP, which announced about Pimantem. Today, SM Webana, Modia to Yena, if you have a campaign to gain vote, whilst you know, say Ehanwa a stronghold. The 2 years old from the figures that we get, you know, advocacy or they used to go at Aza, and we feel Pano, and maybe there is a top of now, about 17 years on those how a constituency of Tata 3, we don't have them all. We only have 26. It's okay, what they actually come. And also for the presidential career, and more also, or possible double cost, that to have a constituency go up of a PIA antenna. For example, in the vocal like that, about 12,000 people. You need to have members South Igbo about more than 15,000 Mama to Abba. In your members, what the President of Ghana, Tasada, Yamanasi, and the Sergeant Fans of the Water, Party HMPP, Oyamaka, on to Sina Salonyama, Okaka de Soda, no ye. First organ, 1 year, you met in the Rakaka, or to Abbey, why, that says you will room. And this is what I know. When I saw my work, and you people shady 50-50. The Boana was there one with a man. And so, we are over catcher or was name. And now the book will be born. Everywhere done change for when you're flat, also the book of the woman you may not about. Since you have their own border, you more fata. I took what I'm down there. They found but one. Can Yaw Osafo-Maafo. Some of the ministers there and the Pisa one serving Akufo-Addo, one able to discern only our way for support. Okay, my advice, but my encouragement. I can say that it was a very fruitful meeting. About focusing, fruitful meeting I shared. If I want it, may I prepare. No one can also then I do Dankwa Akufo-Addo. What should be the Pania Rukumi? The Suko, the Syrian hand. Now I'm pro. Now I'm campaign and so. No, I had send this for down my pitch camp. No more to grow. Your own. I can't say I'm awful. I'm not going to be able to take and pray. No more high and agent. And this is for Kawa, you're dead. A young woman. One or intimidate one. While I see American as a swan, as Sierra, what to cook, Kayanduma, who could be a politician. You're a politician, or Kayanduma, when you're wrong. Now you're depending to the police attention when you're worried. As Sierra will quarrel, may pay for be a quarrel, or friend and IGPO, we want to complain about soon. So weeks ago,
okay, the work a campaign house to house. Yeah, but you there, and this is for mature men. Waba one, Wabo chase one. Even put Gorin po or quarrel and you feel the Kusma now pay for protect one. So, or Kofi walk a jeep by sea or Broman. One organizer, youth organizer, on any mammy, and over if you're the Nifie, or Trini Pay, or Burnham and Emu, or money, Illuminary Sissi. It's here a catcher, one, where I catch your phone, and I walk us away freely. One can change this from Winja. One can jump police from Moson, 1, 2, and 4. There'll be a buy a bonnet, Betty, Obinum, who cries in an account. One chawan, 1 for 1 and fat, and Braquando. Damno, Domino ye, Damno Bamagana. Peaceful election. Okay,
very well. And in the Honorable Becca says so far campaign or a payment terminal a cost of Kama, chair MPP a campaign. Right. Memra Nana Yaw Osafo-Maafo a honomo or no a former finance minister or no any Honorable Freddy Blay na any millions are come. Honorable Enchibiana Ghana for a Kotuaba. E9 say NDC never be Mississippi. NDC I say OMCC hospitals, Womo ACC school are dying, Womo air routes, factories are nanka, Womo are reviving near day. Then policies, any programs, and a MPP, Amanyukunu, Ede Bar, and Unti Ghana for Enshaso. Na Womuma, President John Dramani Mahama, Enchaso, Nana, Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and Twaso.
Nedikam, CBC, who say, I didn't need trouble. Na me can you pino be in TV? Niente a trouble, Nimemian. Yet trouble, say, a binion puntio, or yam put no man. A ben biara or baby biara. And I said, say, obey puntio. If you say, we are buying now, but if your mind a japadina, you cocoa sika, you go to sika, your bibia, your revenue, Nina amount, Medi Minister of Finance. Nina or never. Now the B I am puntio.
now the bin so ahwe o man na obo man na konhoma na ne to so mienu ni say ese wo nhihye no eye search say ankrankra ewo o man mu no ombenya hoto ombediye ombehu empuntuo wo ne abrabom sa wo ma infrastructure kana say kwan hospital na ade no nko na ankrankra no onye sika mpo so mfento do onye sika nto na aban no unya ban papa eye very important so we abanya una obahihye oman sikasem ana ankrankra ewo oman mu no on life no aye better improve na u meka say Messi hospital my kwan Messi school Messi sorry hwe aban nye political aban kra oba oye mpuntu governor Gagisbert mpuntu oye no man mu no you can't what we call diversity and quality aban bia my oye bibisa Gagisbert no oye takrade habo Gagisbert no oye Kolibu hospital Gagisbert no oye Achimota school no kankan ho say ND university baba Gagisbert no oye Kede Funi Valley railway line iti adentia go no oye aban one of money na esika on ho iti mpuntu oni de e given every government must provide basic infrastructure na say me no e wo Ghana hai e mo bia eneda no omani mo ade na ade ni say ankrankra life no enkoyie if you say adwuma ni omani adwuma ni omani mu na o che say wan hye omani sikasem ye unya 2006 now there were six public universities in Ghana, the whole country, and the only ones in this country. As I speak, there are about 8 public universities and 69 private universities. To be some say, universities in Obia every year or 10-year graduates. So why you say Omaniama Nejuma memoir? What will happen?
But Honorable Obinsibeka said certain factors are much more important and like, a job creation bit to me about, for instance, per se investors eba social infrastructure now money here to a certain standard to attract investors near the first things first sana one more can
that's how manage economy na ukani nyina boom wakwanse mu to say the wo ye nkwan unim say obi ehia enyam kanea no their factory. It will make sure say you have a steady flow of power. About major failure back the unreliability of power supply. Won't mean that will be my factory Ghana ha onya enyam kanea de beye. Now kan na bodda wuro now kon ko say that kusin ba kra de mfie ne ba onya enyam kanea.
But the government has stabilized that.
Do you live in Ghana?
I do.
You do? For how long?
I mean, relatively.
And how reliable is the stabilization?
Compared to what we experienced maybe 2 years ago,
now, what
I
you
think
did experience
much better.
Scared of everybody, discontinued all the system. To obey Obiano, and so make sure we'll make sure say the supply is reliable. Yes, we just to my Busmin say, Yana Udimirikaba. Invest in the Onwan Sika, no, they bow.
People, well, the supply is relatively better than what it used to be. At what cost?
It's important.
At what cost?
Can people afford it?
You can't afford it.
And the cost of power. If you take it to the industrial level, the cost of power is a major hindrance to investment. Because you can't even afford it. So we feel now 100. I should go 400. So you can imagine those who are in the fight.
Okay.
So
Ghana can consider the whole world. Unless the Akaka family Faba. Now the cost of producing power energy in this country is short. Where it should be cheaper in the whole world.
Okay.
At that you should spend less than 400 and you go and hire it for about 800. Ghana for the Wuruchia. It piles up the debt, it piles up the hardship.
Managing the economy there, it has been poorly done. Very poorly. As I said, you can't boast with providing infrastructure. That one is given. Everybody should. Private it is the government that should provide basic infrastructure. But as a arrange, then you may be to ye. Na ankra bremunsu ediye. And no be a home children.
Mohammed, Morocco out here as a Moroccan. President Mohammed some time ago. Also the provision of amenities, facilities, infrastructure to boast of it is an exercise in mediocrity.
What is what can I say?
That's that.
Well, explanation within a certain context.
What is context with you? I don't know what, maybe it's convinced you. But that is the truth. Also, every government, but even then, Yaw Osafo-Maafo and Sodo, this country, prior to NDC coming into power in 2009, has had a debt. Before, in his 8 years in power, had access to 20 billion cities for development. What it did compared to what NDC had done within these 8 years, what it has had an access to over 250 million cities. That's what is brought to it.
You think there's a mismatch?
Terrible mismatch. Roads,
like total outstanding debt from independent at the time we left office, January 2009 was 9.4 billion. As we speak, it's over 100.
But
what do we have to show for?
The input to Juma circle, interchange, hospitals, universities.
Obian said, "Nekuta we are 10 cities. Now we 40 cities. And that's why I there. The standard price is 10 cities. Now one are 30 cities. Now we see into Jumfrau. Obian to Jumfrau.
All right.
And Yamampa is simple health insurance. I said, if any social intervention and the Buana said, only be in so to no man, say.
Many Penifua Wufi New Patriotic Party and a Chinkomo and Honorable Freddy Blay, a national chairman at the New Patriotic Party, and Honorable Yaw Osafo-Maafo, former finance minister, and so it was studio Hanamo. Away, mechanic say introductory discussion sounds a better up Adji Merpana to me Adon Semnu Isuko, na to me at Chinkomo Panquichi. But then briefly, young share programs. Policies are Nanado Dankwa Edeba na Odiabebo Ghana mai.
Well, let me, he would do it.
Okay.
But I'll feel it.
Okay. Then me di ka kan. Yen de your party no. Your fapim. You say your boa enkrankra aye enkrankra enyuma empuntuo. We believe in the development of the private sector. You gidi say as I say aban boa na private sector de adwuma ba. Enti na private sector so di adwuma beba no na wo economy no nso ejina ne nanso. For instance, Mobekaya you maintain the stability of the currency constant for 5 years. Sid ni jina hon musa. Yeah, connect CD 1 CD to $1. It was 1.1 CDs to $1. Menoka say I do 4 CDs to $1. Maybe could I book a cra. It no investor Obeko. It has gone from 1.1 to 4. Now, and that's first policy. Yeah, Economic Management Committee under the chairmanship of Baumia. Yes, Suhunia there put on paper and say, you best stabilize the currency and run the economy right. That is the first attraction to foreigners. What is the stability of your currency? And on ya Obiamboma, and then the year Edikai. Now we pave the way to attract the private sector to come and operate in Ghana to generate employment. Very key. Because only co-invest is basic system American wants me. Ministry so. That is not how economy is run. The economy is run because there are cocoa factories, there are that factories, there are that factory. There are so many industries coming up based on our raw materials. Nebema ejumana de ako. No. Eze obina ohunse mebeya menyeska. Eti edika kan taxation. Say taxes are current on my mono. Ebeti tibiso. Ebeyi bi kure free. Because we want to create an environment, a very friendly environment for the private sector.
But now, Ebinubeka said no country can really make a headway without taxes. Now, I say, oh, Tiswa, up to a certain threshold, you know. Then you to me,
in 2001, corporate tax was 32%. I brought it to 25%. When I brought it to 25, you know, my revenue went up. And yet, quantity, no. The Pakon, which is an old dodgy. Sometimes when you bring the tax down, and you broaden the base, no any money in far more than say Obecosunanko for Bedojo. Yankasi be taxes in corporate tax, Ubetria. But we reduce that even the 25%, we bring it down further. That's to make sure, say, people be very comfortable to pay. Duty, maybe I wage 30%. Kofu pay doje. Maybe I duty about 15%. Kofu pay bebe, we grab more money. It is not the percentage rise, no the amount yesika. Now the broader expansion of the tax network is what makes you make the money. Okay. Bear it in mind. We have a tax regime that will be friendly to the private sector. Let me put it any zero, but any prohibitive. Any such as a best care investors. Any such as people will be ready to work and make money, and we also earn our part. About what you man say, men go for me you man tax now so do the no so funny there. No be you man no any profit. What would be the use of baba? So okay.
I try to bet to us me text line and to Jana for WhatsApp because into me for call. So if it is for multi number some of the messages be about between the about through 02021414443 02021414443 02021414443 many MPP and penny for Nana Yaw Osafo-Maafo former finance minister and Honorable Freddy Blay national chairman Edima NPP. Me pacho yemfa message
there are one or two ABN boss.
Okay.
Because they are very key. And now to catch there say one district, one factory. Kofubi say impossible. Now do I can say every constituency will get a minimum, and I'm adding the word minimum of $1 million per constituency. It looks it's nothing. It's a total of $275 million. It is only 15 to 20% of our capital budget. The remaining 80% will be at the center. But we want the districts at that lower level to determine their priorities. Makobe be a Korebia so down constituency. Me see me year school or hene bios they been nana my toilet first. Sabi yes we nimi answer. Ono so aka bibia ono ehia wompa o se didia e se nyi baby ko jaye nine. Ni enibi the bombardier answer be dikai a toilet. We want people to get involved in determining their priorities. Na enkote dru ene haban. As a say woman capital bia every year no only be determine certain basic requirements. Nebeboa papa e yadwina emudo nebeboa. That is what decentralization is all about. You decentralize the use of your capital expenditure. And we are only taking 20% out. Another 1 million, it goes a maximum of 20% of our capital expenditure. The remaining 80% will be at the center to use. Now you go to the north, and I was talking about one village, one dam. Now in Kofonso, it created a lot of halubalu about it. Madam Fu, Ghana for men in Bukana Faso kota tomatoes. Onions I can see a movement trucks in Bukana Faso. Bukana Faso no by Sahara nature. I didn't hear. If you say Bukana Faso no, they harness water and irrigate for evergreen farming. Yensu was I say a better chair Bukana Faso. Na yensu no yemboda yen harness a try it will be I want the north. Means you have Francophonia menina. You will be so insuino near watching. Etino esa utimi says you know to create a reservoir. That's all that we are doing. The dam we are talking about, you can put it in the form of a reservoir. But I wouldn't show the become now you use purposely for farming. Okay,
but honorable, according to certain quarters, almost say Bibia Ekos or no for Dada. Even yes, some of such data
not is the scale. Nanado is not going to invent the creation of reservoirs. It has been in the north for a long time. Me and more bank me about 6. Now we are a black farming. When also obeying a policy, every village be a benyebi. It is a question of the scale. And yes, or no be invent reservoir or dam. Now no be yeah the impossible ocean or bonnet. Now it's in another no person bullshit them. I didn't a bar agriculture because every village will have a reservoir which will enable them to do agriculture reliably. So there's nothing wrong with it. You know they a bio me and Kazampoma Yibida Tono me dam Bank for House and Construction me dam Watali and it worked.
Apart from that, the policy of the government that we shall form is to make access to capital cheaper and accessible. But when there is access to capital, is cheaper, now people can invest, go to the banks, get money. The time no opachop sana ababaji.
We refuse banks. 2004, 2005, 2003, the banks were going around asking people to come and borrow. Now, no applications have piled up and nobody's getting the money.
They are buying rather government bonds. And so we want to do that, so that when you do that now, then investment will come, jobs. The cornerstone of our manifesto, job creation. Equal opportunities and job and prosperity.
I want to add, is a capital, access to credit is one of the most important parts of investment and job creation. So in Ghana, formant he be brave and is riding or yuma, but sabi uni capital or the bay. Saban fa kwembi so ma capital semono bem na ne boye mra obehu ne besi o mayem. I started 2005 and 6. Nanga sami mu bi as minister. Now best say unko dua tomatoes or no no dua ne baby no ye because okọ bank onya besia interest rate ni low. Me no ka say when interest rate is around 35%. Now if you borrow at 35%, you take 100, you are paying 35 extra, 135. You must be doing a very lucrative job to be able to pay. The only sector of the economy it may support that type of loan is trading. So everybody trades. When you want to go into an investment where you invest capital and you have a gestation period, yes, now if you now will produce, it will take some time.
Okay.
Because of the interest rate, the whole thing becomes unviable.
Very well. Yenshe Nanado a promise of one district, one factory. I say one of MP's major campaign promise. I am for do not say feasible. And
feasible.
And we are so to in basic economics your factors to consider before citing an industry somewhere.
Thank you very much. That is why you see every district in this Ghana have its own basic raw material of a type. Obia one the strength. Uko baby a bamboo, uko baby a mankani, uko baby a banchi, uko baby a enkampro. But people have different.
But the other argument is there's a need.
Yes.
Improvement in infrastructure, road, electricity, other things,
definitely.
So that the industry can rely on those things.
So you have to provide. Look, most of the districts already have power. That is not a hindrance. Don't make it look like it's a. Tell me any district capital that hasn't got letter. Everybody has it. Everybody has it. Got a policy years gone by. Everybody has power. Roads is reasonably good road network. The capital. And if you sit down and think through this properly, and there's a committee of 7, we've gone very far with it. Look, somebody can produce A, and B will take it over and produce C, and C will take it over and do Y and export. The most important thing that you have established a production base to create employment, taking advantage of what you have and what are your advantages from industrial point of view. Obi. There is no single district in Ghana that has not got certain advantages in production. The government is going to create an environment, put in certain incentive packages to enable the private sector do those production. Please. Good. Abaya Mayor State Farm type will say a government in an own factory war. Suhumini or Dani Hane Debi. Nemuno. Yes, what Wakoya district factory or Hane Hano. Okwa, Ebema cheap land. Okwa, Ebema say. Okwa, Ebema credit say. Ubenya Besian or this particular bank. The people will even rush to go and do it. We have first one now for the Sabi.
Mohammed, let me even tell you, like Nana Yaw said earlier when he was talking about dams, one invention. In fact, a country like Japan, they even go one village, one factory. They've done it. One village, one factory. We are talking about one district, but it could be more. And it's not as we are saying there, we have invented it and therefore people create already. UST has been commissioned by UNDP to do studies on that. They are talking about comparative advantages districts, regions have, so that look, we are not going to undertake $25 million of sugar cane making wala anything how to do you but for and we are not producing it. We are not competing with America with big factories. It is cottage industries and it's not new. Government of NPP in the past have talked about rural development, and when we talk about rural development, it's not the provision of pipe, borne water and so forth, other interventions, but the economy, building the economy for people to have jobs, and that is exactly what Nanadu and his team would like to do. But please let me even drop you ahead. Besides that, your philosophy, philosophy is to create jobs, opportunities, but ask NDC what they have. What is social intervention that even a liberal attitude towards the economy we created? NHIS, we created a school feeding, capitation grant, mass log metro, or name it. These are social, free maternal and maternal care. This is social intervention alongside our policy of ensuring that there is investment, stabilization of the city, and allowing interest rates to go down, and so that people can have access to capital and develop this country. You remember we removed this country from about $4,000 to about 30,000. In fact,
30,200, 400 per capita.
Yes.
In 2000, yes, 2,250 per capita.
And lower middle income. This are policies,
and this was
real policies that we intend to get. And we are even saying that we are setting a system of free education to university. Haven't we said so? We want to do that. We've even said that we will continue to improve the NHIS and so forth. In terms of even talking about road network and so forth, we've even promised in our manifesto that we're going to undertake railway development so that this country will be open and everything. It's not building a few roads and making it like a tourism center and so forth.
I'll give you a typical. You know the Mercedes-Benz vehicle? It is made in Stuttgart. What is made in Stuttgart is only the engine. The batteries are made elsewhere. The bonnet is made elsewhere. What you talk about, and therefore they are all being made from different districts to feed the Stuttgart to Benz Stuttgart no engine no kwani no. They are not interested in making batteries. Obi no oye button all the way from Bremen. Obi na oye door all the way from here. To what you're talking about, one friend, you can have one major industry. The components will be also other industries in other districts, all feeding into a central industry. That's what we call development.
Okay. All right, 106.7, 102.1 Sunrise of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Many Honorable Yaw Osafo-Maafo, former Finance Minister, and Honorable Freddy Blay, NPP Chairman, and Action Commo and Enumino. Akasima no beye miensana ya services sanse nunsia ebabeko radio Ghana na ya kuti nunsia kasi ebo. Enunti empeni from pacho message chato amwoma epemantem. Emedika ka say we introduction discussion via emrepem be pemre na ya sheda adon semimu esukoyi pa ntino briefly a message to Akufo-Addo and
me friends na chairman the message simple as akaka na e beto aba na ne wa we kotope so be we kura ya nyina chini ye ya baba mu pen ye no obi ehu obi gina house obi aba asa enye no kore asra ye koyi so fi bi o ha oba na so no tumpon Sofi nzoba na soro no egu. Yehu se oman no sikasam atete apansam. Yehu se oman no adwumenim. Ye pese amanfo to abama yen. New Patriotic Party. Na ye ba na ye befa oman sikasam gina ne naso. Ye beba na ye ne ma di adwuma beba oman no. Nti nyesa monso ye nhwe ye bi da. Na esanse ye bi da nti no ye stress tumi wo obi akokromotim. Mumfa mutimi no emanye na mumfa ma Akufo-Addo montoma no ne MPs ni na enya majority MPs. A pre-mantem for there were 26 out of the 33 seats. Some make say you minimum 30. Eti you percent you did 9 ka ho. Momwa ni 30 seats no. Na fe Akufo-Addo last time no 57% of the popular votes. You have a minimum 65% of the popular votes. Na mo fe mai na ye mra na me siesie nema na enye if you say ya ye bida na e behunu ye nso.
Okay. What can so damn Sonya in there? And then MP4, you were the whole country. You're a shawan, you're a catcher, Eastern region for there. And you know, you're too. At another brown this time round. One Sodom and one president. 1 2 Aben, 1 2 winner, 1 4 fear, Mamma Biaranca there, another one winning, on winning way, one Boba de Ronco to Aben. One Dodonala, one full fear. Now also 57 and this time round you pay 70%. You want to argue, you don't want to say, now you pay the baby also, bear boko. You pay there, you pay some J, you pay Bassa Biala, and bay, you about 2 years in there. When you be a people for you bang win in this for when you are better than Bassa Bion, I can hear ya. No, we could provoke that. You're a pomon, your mom, one yadam. You're a pagana for the police for China. And a pay McCain, one modern, now one should be when you're very neutral and who hold a peace on an even kill. And I want to say, the police station for no Monso Monshua so be intiminium. That's not what dear. Obi intiminium. And she said that hono. We are mono enyemre. Enye safrase. Obi intiminium. You better no fine. Better ho fine. Akufo-Addo. We need a balance of fine. Okay,
Tia Betuno Frenchim Pa, Senator Bibia, because ne Kwanso Kama Penny for, and as a Shunko and Command Sen and Muja Dajani and Betchinkom. And I was right. Intimate NPP and Penny for and a Chinkomo, El Studio, a Hanumo, Yaw Osafo-Maafo, a former finance minister, and Honorable Freddy Blay, a NPP national chairman. It also be Brace Uti and Afia Shawn so said, Yintimian for sports Jimidi. Ambrel Fachaye Ninaye Osumpana and Ye Guswan Media de Mohammed Zunurene. My crown need you so air the news at 6 from Radio Ghana. 6 from Radio Ghana. 6 from Radio Ghana. 6 from Radio Ghana. 6 from Radio